Hi, sir. Good morning. This is Sunita.
Yeah, hi Sunita.
Yeah. Actually, I have a gap, sir. I completed MBA Finance
Okay,
sector.
okay,
So I worked in a GE as a sourcing consultant for 3 years.
okay, okay.
So
Great.
uh, after that, I quit my job
Okay.
because of taking care of my children.
Yeah, yeah.
So
Got it, Sunita.
yeah, now I want to
Yeah.
learn this.
So, in your sourcing, I think you in past experience in your sourcing, have they used any Ariba tool or which tool they have used?
Not Ariba, sir. Triple S, Shared Sourcing Services. It is
Okay, okay,
developed by GE only.
okay. Got it. No problem, Sunita. Yeah,
Okay.
it's good to start. I think, yeah. As you have prior experience, it's very good so that you can understand entire P2P cycle in Ariba area. Okay.
Yes.
Yeah. So yeah, next Keith and Dixit.
Uh, Hello, am I audible?
Yeah, yes, Ketan, I can able to hear you.
Yeah. So hi Mani, I am currently working as SAP SRM and MM consultant,
Oh,
and I have
great.
six experience in my SAP career. Like I have started my
Mm,
career in 2018 as MM consultant. Like I am certified SAP MM consultant. I did my
okay.
certification when I was a fresher,
Mm,
but in my first organization, there were not much practices. Everything was custom. So I was
okay.
in 3 months I was moved to SRM team. I started working in SRM 5 version, which is a very old version. After that,
Mm,
I was moved in 3 4 months to SRM 7 team. Now, in which
mm,
extended classic scenario was the technical scenario, and
okay.
since then now I am more into SRM than MM consulting.
Okay. Got it. Dixit. So, do they have a catalog management as well in SRM?
Yes, like currently in my current organization as well as in my previous organization, we have this MDM catalogs, MDM data manager, which is a very
Okay.
old tool of SAP. So
Yeah.
now I
Yeah.
guess it's close to a sunset, but yeah,
Uh,
still they are using.
those. Yeah, those are comes under internal catalogs, but any third
Yes,
party punch out catalogs
third
have
party
they used?
catalogs third party
Mm,
catalogs, yes, they have used currently they are using punch out catalogs, so like
mm-hmm.
uh, which are managed by vendor side only, that uploading of the catalogs and
Yeah.
handling
True.
those
True.
catalogs, it doesn't come under our support. But yes, when once that catalogs are uploaded, we just need to implement those catalogs in our call structure in SPRO, like in
Yeah.
standard
True.
SPRO.
Agree.
Yeah, so that
Yeah.
I'm yeah.
Great, great, Ketan. So I'll touch base. It's more on like it is very good. Like you are in right path. Like you are in Ariba. So the catalog
Yes,
management. So
yes.
whatever you see, right? So all the stuff is available in Ariba.
Yes,
Now
so
as
my
it's a
idea
cloud
towards
application.
my idea towards learning Ariba was that since SAP SRM now it is also very like old technology, and after 2025 or 2026 I don't think so SAP will
Mm,
support it. So I just want to learn Ariba, and I
yeah,
think that from whatever I have heard or read on the internet, everything will be like I can closely relate with
yeah,
my current working scenario. So I think that yeah, it will be a good thing to learn.
yeah. Good, Ketan. So yeah, it the SRM module is only lies with ECC only. So
Yes,
as we go in S4 application, so that is mm, that module was removed. So
yes,
that's the reason. So they what they did is like whatever the features available in SRM, so that they compensated with an S4 HANA and Ariba. So that's how
yes,
they are replacing that SRM module completely.
yes, yes.
Okay, yeah. So next, Venkatesh.
Hi, Mani. Good morning.
Yeah, hi,
Yeah,
Venkatesh.
yeah. I don't have any experience with an SAP. I'm just new to the SAP.
Mhm.
Yeah. I'm just here to learn new. Everything, whatever you are going to say, it would be new to me because I'm not. I don't have any information or any idea about SAP. But I have just gone through so with some of the videos, and I could see that I have bit knowledge in sense I have got what is actually Ariba and what does it do. That's it. I don't have much of information about it.
No problem, Atish. So I'll try to describe as a real time examples. It's more. I'll touch base both the things like the theoretical part. Even the theoretical part may not. I'll make you to drive through the real time stories so that it easy for you to remember. So I'll cast our
But I do have an
entire
experience of 10
class.
years in a different domain wherein I'm
Hmm.
just trying to switch from that domain because in my domain, what is happening is it is 24 by 7 and
Hmm.
it is every time night shift, and I'll not be able to continue up to the night shift. And this is forcing me to come into the SAP, and that is the one reason. The other one is, yeah, our technology is every day it is getting outdated, and
True.
each and every day I need to be getting upgraded on the new technology, where it is making very
Yeah.
much difficult in the life, so that
True.
every day, every point of time, you need to be upgraded, and it is not even giving a time to us to.
Right. Got it, Venkatesh. So yeah, so as this
And you
Ariba
can
come
just
up,
yeah, the bit
yeah,
if you just let us know how is the career on SAP Ariba, and how good is
definitely.
whether the choice that I have taken is correct or not, because I just need that one
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, definitely. I'll try to explain you. You can take a
counseling
call from
once.
there.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
counseling
definitely.
once.
I'll do that. Yeah. Kadir, yeah, we met before. Yeah, you can just introduce yourself so that others also will get to know about you.
Yeah, hi Mani. This is Khadir,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
I'm having 4.5 years experience in SAP SD.
Mm.
Hello, am I audible,
Yeah. Yes,
Mani?
yes, Kadir. I can able to hear you.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah. I'm having experience in SAP SD, so I want to switch to Ariba.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you, Kadir. Let me share my screen. I'm able to see my screen, right?
Yes, yes.
Yes, yes.
Just a minute. Just give me 1 minute. I'll start. Just a minute. Yeah, welcome to Ariba online training. So the timings are very flexible and the requirements are customized. So as if you have specific requirements, you want to stretch me or you want to go in depth in that, we can still go through those specific things as well. Okay, so mostly I prefer the timings on weekdays. That will be good. We can still discuss on that. So today agenda of our demo is like I'm going to give an introduction about Ariba, how the Ariba was started, what kind of modules we have, and all that stuff, and what is the content that I'm going to discuss in our entire Ariba course. So these are the four major things I'm going to discuss now. Okay, so coming to the Ariba, so it's completely third-party tool. Okay, it's not related to SAP initially. Okay, so what was happened is like as Ariba saw this product as a competitor in the market. So as of now, the SAP was managing all the stuff with the SAP SRM. So MM is a complete P2P cycle you will have, like procure to pay. But SRM is something is called a added uh, tool on where you can have a SUS application which is called supplier separate portal is there. Apart from that, you'll have punch out catalogs. All the majority things are there in SRM, but it's not a it's completely on-premises application. Now the world is completely towards cloud application. That is one major thing, and another thing is like Ariba has a complete supplier portal for end-to-end operations that you want to do with the supply. So that is a major difference where Ariba has, and SAP has identified a very competitive tool, and they have acquired this Ariba, and they made this Ariba as a SAP Ariba application, and they have later moved that application into the cloud operations. Okay, so that is a, major change that was done. Okay, so I'll talk about why Ariba is more on all that stuff. Okay, so these are the modules that are available in Ariba. Okay, but I'll try to put some example saying that why do we need Ariba even though we have SAP MM which will drive your entire solution. What a business needs. Okay, so as some people are new here, why I want to bring this system, what is really useful in the market. Okay, so any kind of company, you'll have a major three departments: finance department, sales department, procurement. So sales team will sell the product of their company. Okay, whether it's a services or the manufactured product. So coming to the procurement sector, so whatever they design the product or whatever the services they are going to provide, so they want to procure from outside. Okay, so either they can purchase the product or they can avail the third party services. Okay, that is how they manage it. So let's take an example of company called IKEA. Okay, so IKEA will give the furnished products, any kind of a householding products. So the raw material for those products, they need to procure from some third party supplier, some supplier. From supplier they have to procure it. For example, the wood, or they may be the spare parts. Okay, so or maybe the carpenter services. Okay, the who is going to design the product. Okay, so all that stuff is somewhere they are procuring it. So once they procure and they design the product, and finally they make the product sell. So if you see in this operation, two kind of modules that keeps interacting. One is procurement and one is the sales department. So all together to do the end-to-end sales operations and procurement, also finance module also a key role. Okay, so coming to why I am trying to project of why SAP Ariba is very important in the market, or SAP application. So most of the companies, okay, from the decades, okay, from 1980s, 1990s onwards, there are most of the companies, okay, middle scale and large scale, even nowadays, very small scale sector companies also trying to use the Ariba, they are trying to use SAP application so that they can run their business end to end. Okay, that is where SAP stands here. And if someone wants to, even though we have a competitors for SAP like Oracle, NetSuite and all. But SAP is a core module which was there in the market since decades. Okay, Oracle was came 15 years back, but from earlier onwards, SAP is high market. Now in the market also, it is very high, and even our entire SAP application they have converted into the cloud application. So it's all up to date. Okay, but yeah, that is all about a overview of the SAP, why the companies are using SAP, and what is the market share of SAP. So you'll see 80 to 90% is market is already using SAP application. Okay. Any questions before I jump into the Ariba and I talk about I'll just give an overview for the people who has not have a proper idea and what is the um, scope of a future, because the applications keeps changing. There are competitors are keeping, but SAP will evergreen application, I can say, platform. So where the company avails with single license, where they can avail all the services. Okay, like all the departments. It's not only I just highlighted of a very major departments, but we have so many sectors like HR department. Okay, uh, and we'll have a mm, so these are the major things. Okay, so I want to highlight. But we have production planning, so we have some quality management tools. There are so many modules in in SAP itself, but these are the major things. But where Ariba is standing, so Ariba is a completely procurement application. Okay, it's upgrade of SAP application, but it doesn't mean like is not going to be stopped and Ariba is going to run. So these are the a combination product, I can say. So I'm going to teach you what is a capable of what is a capable of Ariba, why the most of the companies are using Ariba even though they have So I'll try to highlight the gaps and how the market strategy that SAP has come to into this module, and they are investing huge on SAP Ariba. Okay, and before I take a step forward, so I'll pause for 2 minutes and I'll try to understand if you have any kind of questions before I move forward.
Mani, you highlighted about the on-premise and cloud. So can you please just explain the difference between on-premise and what is cloud?
Yeah, so just I think most people know, but I'll try to highlight you. So on-premise applications are something like the applications will be provided by product team only, but those applications should be maintained by yourself. What does that mean? I'll tell you. So the application they'll give you have to maintain the server details, the application maintenance activities, okay, on the endpoints, firewalls, everything you have to take care. Okay, so you should have an infrastructure team who needs to take care of that application. So that completely on premises. Let's take an
Okay, okay.
example. There is a called SAP ECC, which is called on premises application. So that application they will maintain in their office location itself. Okay, there is a team that they are going to keep that application in their server, like we like 2008 server, or they'll use their own server tools where Windows is providing, and they take care of entire load activities. Okay, the network activities, data backup activities, whatever the data load is happening on daily operations. Okay, they keep 2 3 data
Mhm.
centers where they keep the data. So everything they keep on their on premises. If something happens, or somewhere there is a issue, or somewhere the floods or something is going to happen, or so entire your machinery or data is going to be lost. So if you are going to lose, then your business will be under huge risk. Okay, so
Okay.
that is a real problems. But when coming to the cloud application, the application itself is going to be managed by product team. So how it is like, so SAP is going to take care of the application maintenance by them itself. Okay, So it doesn't
Okay.
require you to maintain anything. So you just need to access via URL. That's it. The way you use Google, okay, you just type
Okay.
www.google.co.in. So the same way you are going to access the Ariba application, okay,
Okay.
with the help of
Okay.
URL. So that's how you can avail the cloud services. Why we call this product as a cloud services? It is a SaaS. We'll call it as a SaaS, software as a service. So this is one type of a cloud that they are going to provide you. So softwares they are going to provide as a service. Okay.
Okay. Okay. Okay.
Yeah. So any other questions from anyone else before I move forward?
Yeah, Mani, I have one here. Because
Yeah.
SAP already they have a, SAP module,
Mhm.
and why
Yes.
again they have come up with SAP Ariba? What does it makes
Yeah.
the difference between the and module and the SAP Ariba? Because
Yeah. So
SAP had already had this module in it, but still
hmm.
why they wanted to acquire SAP Ariba?
Yeah. Sure. Definitely, I'll try to put your answer. So that is our major topic that I'm going to discuss in a few minutes, or that is a thing that I'm going to cover. Apart from that, anyone have any other questions? Okay, so yeah, so I'll start. So these are the modules. So I'll answer your question. Okay, so your name, yeah. Venkatesh, right? Yeah. So I'll answer your question, Venkatesh. You don't worry. So that is the entire class. Okay, the entire our training course. I keep comparing with and why we are doing in Ariba. Okay, that is very important. This is very important question. So when it comes to any kind of a project implementation or any kind of a demo that you are giving to the client that use this module, so it's very important you had to provide a detailed difference between and Ariba. Okay, so that this point I keep on our daily classes. I keep telling the difference for each module, and okay, what is the advantage here and what is the disadvantage with the Okay, what is capable of and what is not capable of Ariba. So these things they have managed in These things they have managed in. So I keep telling all this point. Okay, so now if you see here, SAP Cloud Platform, so you have these are the things: supplier management, strategic sourcing, supply chain collaboration, and procurement, and finance supply chain. Okay, and the customer value services. Okay, so these are the additional services where the cloud under the cloud you will have all this stuff. Okay, so now I'll talk about one by one. So first point is like in under supplier management, you have two kind of modules. One is called SLP, which we'll call as SAP Ariba Supplier Lifecycle Performance. Another thing is like SAP Ariba Supplier Risk Management. So these are the two modules we have. Okay, under supplier management. Okay, the first key point that you had to observe difference between and Ariba is supplier portal. So the supplier portal is not there in Okay, so any kind of a collaboration activities that you want to do with the supplier, for example, you create the purchase requisition, you create the purchase order, you did the goods receipt, you create the invoice, and you done the payment. So everything, the operation that you do from PR to payment. Okay, so everything we had to communicate with the supplier through manually. So manually in the sense through email or through telephonic. Okay, the major challenges. Let's take an example. You are creating purchase requisition. You want to know the price that what supplier is going to provide. Again, you have to contact the supplier and get that price details. Okay, so when the supplier is capable to deliver the product, okay, again you have to contact the supplier and get that delivery date, whether he can able to deliver the product on that as per your requirement or not. So once that is done, purchase requisition, you know, right, it's a completely internal document. But when comes to the purchase order, which is a legal document where you are going to send it to the supplier in the form of email. So you are going to design one uh, PDF, which is a purchase order document, which will contain the product details, all that stuff. Okay, so let me show you the cycle. I missed it. I don't see, I didn't keep the PTP cell, but yeah, so you'll understand here. So this is a requisition. Okay, just forget about all this stuff. But if you see, this is a requisition. And the requisition, so whatever you are going to add the details that what you need it. Okay, so that again you have to communicate with the supplier through telephonic or through the email. Okay, that is a measure. So wherever you run the process from the P2P cycle in SAP, everything you had to depend with the supplier. Okay, so once the PO is created, okay, after purchase requisition, the desired approvals has been completed. Once the purchase order is created, that purchase order needs to be communicated to the supplier through email only. So what happens to the supplier case or from your case? It's just a document that flowing from one place to another. But let's take in a very larger manner. Okay, you are sending 50, 100 orders per day to that specific supplier, or maybe supplier is getting 1,000 orders per day. So it's very difficult for him to manage through emails. Okay, it's very difficult to search, and he cannot able to track it, even for you also. Okay, so when the goods are going to be received. Okay, okay, so he placed order. So let's say tomorrow the order has to be delivered. Okay, tomorrow he delivered the order, or he may not be delivered, not going to deliver. So that kind of communication he will not have here. Okay, again you have to depend on the supplier to provide that communication with the different channels, because the supplier don't have, you don't have a supplier portal in your application. So the supplier has to find a different ways to communicate to you. So that's how you will get to know, because this delivery of product is very important to design your manufacturing product that you want to sell to your customer. So the product that from the supplier, it is very important. So you keep on making a calls or through emails, it's very difficult. Okay, so once the invoice is received, okay, you so that invoice document, whatever it comes, again it's a manual job in the company. Someone has to validate that invoice is proper or not. For example, the quantity was delivered and the invoice whatever he's provided is same or not, the price is same or not, tax details whatever it is, then the shipping address is properly or not. Okay, and the supplier details. So there are so many, if there is a variation, whether we need to accept that invoice or not, because it's very important. You need to do the matching of all PO based and goods receipt based invoice. Okay, so that matching you have to take care. So once that activity is done, you have to do the payment. Okay, once you do the payment, you have to again communicate to the supplier. So if you see the entire P2P cycle in everything you have to communicate to the supplier. So that is a major drawback of application, why the Ariba has taken a key challenge here. Okay, so this point is clear till now.
Yes.
Yeah, good. So I'll take still in more depth to understand what is the difference between and why it comes to the Ariba. So let's take a module called SLP. Okay, in SLP, what kind of things we do? SLP is complete a supplier management activities. Okay, that this module is going to be provided. Okay, so let's take an example. You in the market, let's take an example of there is a sand procurement. You want to construct a building, you want the sand needs to be procured from the suppliers. You identified 5 to 10 suppliers in the market. Okay, so what you do whenever you identify the supplier, so you will collect the basic data. Boss, what is your name of your company, and you are going to collect his address, and you are going to collect the contact details. So what happens in is like, okay, there is a step. Okay, there is a step in only you have a capable to put the vendor details directly, like their name, address details, contact details, bank details, and tax information. So that is the vendor creation entry. But whatever I am trying before the vendor creation, so that is very important, right? So as I told you an example, you want to procure a sand. So you identify 10 vendors, but you are not going to place an order for 10 vendors, right? You are going to select only one vendor. So that process, okay, so how do you select the one vendor from out of 10? So you'll have a specific evaluation process. You are going to check the sand quality. You are going to check the capacity of his delivery, because daily you want 100 tons of sand, but he is capable to deliver 10 tons of sand daily basis, which is not capable to take the sand from that supplier. So you have different kind of technical evaluation questions, whether he is capable to deliver, okay, what is his workforce, okay, what is the sand quality, okay, it is a 70 white sand or a brown sand, okay. So all you need to understand it, okay, let you, and apart from that, you need to understand the risk also. The supplier risk is also very important, okay. During the delivery process, if something supplier could not able to deliver, or what are the risk factors, that is very important. Maybe floods are happening, or the supply chain is not very his location, the sand that he wants to send it to us is completely remote location. It's very difficult to have a proper um, transport system will get failure because of landslidings are happening in that location. So these are very important parameters that you keep evaluate before you select the supply. So that evaluation process completely you can do in Ariba. So that is not there in So in you can only create the vendor with the details, but in Ariba you have a capable to interact with the supplier through supplier portal. The supplier can provide the information. uh, it may not require to provide in the mobile or email. So he has a flexibility to put all the information through system. You and the base Once you get the basic details, you can run the supplier uh, with a number of questions, and you can put the weights and you can put the scoring, okay, because you are evaluating 10 suppliers. How do you evaluate? So evaluation will be always based on weights and scores. People will do it. Okay, so the how the your 10th grade evaluation will happen, it's based on scoring, right? Marks. The same way here, the suppliers also, you'll have a questions that you are going to float it to the supplier. The supplier is going to be responded, and there is evaluation team in your company. They are going to put the score against. Finally, you are going to select the sub. So all that process you can do in Ariba. Okay, this is called a supplier's life cycle module in Ariba. So you can do evaluation. You can get the information from the supplier, like bank details, address details, okay, and tax details, their contact details, okay, their legal name as well. So all you are going to collect it. Now the question is, because in everything someone has to enter the details manually. Some end user has to sit and through email or through Word document or through Excel, whatever the supply shared, someone has to put that details manually. So once that job is done, okay, there is no approval process there also, because someone has entered manually. If it's a human, errors also may happen. If instead of banking details, instead of account number ends with 5, he might have entered 4. Entire process may get impacted, because instead of crediting to that supplier account, it may credit to some other. So all these compliance issues comes into you. Okay, it's very difficult. So here the supplier is going to put that information. Even the supplier keeps, you have a approval flow where someone, all the approvals people is going to evaluate those details with the help of bank letter. Okay, the tax information, whatever they kept, you are going to validate with the tax certificate. Okay, so everything you have a flexibility here to run your cycle to get compiled in both the parties, from the supplier point of view and from your point of view. Okay, so here you'll have like in SLP also you have sub modules, supplier onboarding process, which will have a supplier request and registration. Okay, let me go through. Yeah, so you'll have a like request and registration process. Okay, and once that is done, you'll have a qualification process. So there is one more module I have not shown here, which is called modular questionnaire. So that is where you are going to float the questions, you get the response, and you are going to do the evaluation process. and okay. I just want to explain you. So is this screen is visible for you, like the text that whatever you can see here, or do I need to zoom little bit?
It's visible.
Visible, good. So if you see whatever I am trying to talk, see, I need a supplier for some. So there is a person uh, who is sitting here. There are two kind of requests in Ariba. Okay, that I'll talk a little bit later. But yeah, now you'll just remember there is a supplier request and supplier self-registration. Supplier self-registration means supplier can input the data. Supplier request means from your organization they can input the data. Basic details: name, address, contact is. That's it. Okay. So once that Okay, let me take the point. Yeah, once that process is done, you are going to have a approval process. Okay, before that there is a duplicate check. This is very important because in SAP MM application you don't have a duplicate check. When, for example, there are two end users are creating the same request, okay, the system will accept and create it. There is no check that it was created by someone else before you. So that kind of check is not there in MM. So in Ariba we have that duplicate check. Okay, it's very important to have a to avoid the duplicate checks while creating the vendor. Okay, so that is going to be happened in two ways. You can have a duplicate check, but I'll talk in detail about that concept in our training classes. I don't want to stretch in detail here, but yeah, so once approval process completed, the supplier is going to send you are going to send the invitation to the supplier. So this is a place that the supplier is going to put all the details like bank details, tax information, okay, other evaluation questions that if you want to collect from the supplier is going to put. So this is a supplier portal and this is Ariba portal. So Ariba network is nothing but a supplier where supplier will have can create an account. Okay, supplier may not require to create a number of accounts, that you have to keep it in mind. Okay, for example, I am a uh, wood supplier product, or let's assume I am a sand supplier. Okay, the sand is required for Prestige, it's required for Aparna, it required for Godrej. Okay, so all these companies they need it. So I can maintain single account in Ariba network where I can manage all the stuff. Okay, but and they can have their own cloud applications. Prestige can have, Aparna can have, okay, then Godrej can have, okay, they can own systems. But Ariba network, in Ariba my account is only single account, single login. I can access n number of customers. So for me, I am supplying the goods, but it means to whom I am supplying, those people are the customers. So I can have n number of customers in the single portal itself. It's very good for supplier where he can manage in one place of his entire order process, delivery process. Okay, that is where the supplier gets registered. If he has account, he can directly get into the sign in and he can put all the required information. That information is going to gets updated in your system. Okay, and if he has don't have account, he can sign up and put his details. So once that job is done, okay, the supplier synchronization is going to be replicated to Ariba system, SAP system. Okay, so you don't require to create the vendor manually in SAP S4 HANA or ECC application. Okay, the vendor will be created automatically because the data was provided by supply. So what you see the measure here, one thing is like there is no end user required to put the information. We have automated all the data that needs you required, the supply is going to provide in the form of portal. So there is no monitoring activity. So the entire the process keeps going on. You get the notifications, you keep the approval, supplier provides. Once supplier provides, you are going to evaluate, approve the supply registration questionnaire. So once that done, the supplier record is going to be created in S4 system. So you see, Ariba is a different application, S4 is a different application, even though both are cloud applications. Or on S4 or ECC is a on-premises application. You need to transmit the data from this system to this system. So that how it happens, which is with the help of CH. Okay, Yeah, so once this supplier registration process is completed, you can have a qualification mechanism. It is very important, right? This supplier is qualified for which category? Okay, sand procurement category, or maybe computer accessories supplier. Okay, so you need to define the supplier to specific categories. So that's where you float the supplier qualification questionnaires. Once that approval process is completed, okay, so still it's all up to us in which place we want to sync the supplier. So it's too early to make you understand what is registration, what is qualification. Once we go in depth with some system practice, that I am going to put, that is a place you can understand. But just understand, so before registration also you can run the qualification mechanism, pre-qualification mechanism. This is a standard flow. You can still customize your process, because once supplier gets registered, if supply is not qualified any kind of category, like the sand or some XYZ things, then it is useless, right? The entire process, what you done with the supplier is useless. Okay, it's very important. The supplier must be qualified before the supplier gets registered and gets sync into the your ERP system. Okay, any questions till now? I'll make you still understand if you have any questions.
Okay,
So
Muni,
Yeah, please go ahead, Venkatesh or Venkatesh.
yeah, you were talking about the cloud integration and the transfer of the data from SAP S/4HANA to SAP Ariba.
Yeah.
And this integration we are going to do on SAP Ariba side, right?
Yes, we have to do this integration. It's not a very rocket science. It's very easy. Okay. Yeah, they are going to provide the standard documents. You can just follow. Even I'm going to teach you how we can do that stuff.
Okay, we are going to do this integration with the two systems, right? Will this be
Yes,
there in the
yes.
practical?
In
We'll have the access to
practical,
both the systems.
S4 you don't have, because in market you don't have flexibility. In market you have only one system. This is a cloud application, right? Which was managed by SAP. So in market you'll not get the system integrated system end to end. Okay, in entire world we have only one system, that is the only we are accessing now. Okay, that system, they don't have a proper uh, backend S4 integration system. So but still I can show you what is the CIG, how the data is flowing through CIG. Maybe from CIG to ERP, uh, I don't have a possibility to show you. Not only me, entire wherever you go you don't have flexibility, because we have only one system. All training institutes are using the same system. Okay, so anywhere else you don't have flexibility to show end-to-end integration flow. But what I can do, how that integration we can do, what things you have to do, what steps you have to execute, that I'm going to teach. Okay, I'll show you the screenshots of S4 or ERP system, what things you have to do in that area. But in coming to the Ariba and the CAG, everything is the same system where I can show you everything in the system, but not S4 system or ERP. Instead, what I can show the screenshots. Okay, in the market, we don't have that flexibility. If we have, I am very happy to show you end to end. It is very good. But yeah, the system that what is there in the market is only one system that don't have proper integration with ERP or S/4HANA. So even though that is there, no one is trying to give that access, because it was using by globally, and they don't want to disturb the integration system. So it's only one using by everyone else, right? So we don't have access. So I want to be mm, uh, more transparent, not to give any false stuff. Okay, what I'm capable to show, I can show.
Okay, with this, whatever the information that you're going to provide will be that be this. It will help us in the real time if we want to do any
Yes.
CIG integration in the
Yes,
upcoming companies or
Venkatesh.
somewhere. We just okay. There won't be any
That is
issues, right? When we are to
there won't be an issue. So I start our practical real-time sessions from the scratch. I'll take the real-time cases, what was there in the market. I'm going to show this is what, because I have done sorry, I have not given introduction. So I'm having
Yes.
overall 12 years of experience. I have worked in SAP Ariba, SAP MM, and SAP. Uh, SAP SRM, SAP MM, and SAP Ariba. Apart from that, I am very good in the technical side as well. So I'm a coding as well. I know SAP ABAP as. So this is all my journey where I have traveled entire in procurement sector only. I have touched all the modules. Okay, whatever have in SAP. Okay. So I'm going to put even say for example, Ketan has worked in SRM. So I worked 5 years there itself. During SRM also we have Ariba. Okay, so why what is that? So it's keep evaluating, but now SRM is gone down, now Ariba came into the picture. Okay, so I'll put all my past experience of 12 years and I'm going to show all even the problems, what cannot be done. Okay, in this case, what you have to tell to the client. Okay, there are the gaps that I have challenged till now also. So how you can accomplish those gaps? Okay, what is the alternative solution you can define for those gaps which you cannot implement in Ariba? Because it's a very custom requirement where Ariba your customer has asked, so how you can implement in the system. So all that stuff I'm going to teach in our training class.
Mani, if I am not wrong, you told me that you have worked on ABAP as well as on technical, right? Technical things, right?
Yeah. I started my
Okay.
career as a ABAPer. So
Okay.
later they put me directly into the functional. So because I'm CS
Okay.
background, so they don't have to find the projects in ABAP and they put me directly in functional, which is called SRM. So that's how I started learning functional in my career. So why to lose my training module? So I added that as I'm working as a techno-functional consultant.
Okay. Okay. Thank you.
Yeah. Yeah, I think Ketan, you are asking something.
No, like I just wanted to ask that if, for example, if any there is any supplier who is not onboarded on Ariba, okay.
Mm.
So if so for that supplier also, like they will first need to create their SAP like Ariba portal, right? They will need to, their credentials or something like that. Or like, is it possible to from our side? Is it possible to onboard that supplier?
Yes, we have that flexibility. If there is a cases, right? So not all the suppliers come into their supplier portal and provide that information. For example, government vendors, they don't want to
Yes.
do all that stuff.
Yes.
Okay, we have a flexibility in Ariba where you can do the supplier registration process, a supplier
Okay.
onboarding process on behalf of the supplier. Okay, it's very difficult, right? For you want to pay the water bill or electricity bill. So those vendors may not come and put that information in your system. Okay, you have to get that information manually and put in your system. Okay,
Okay.
so yeah,
Okay.
in on all kind of vendors, government sector vendors, private sector. So the Ariba has taken consideration all those points and allowed you to do that stuff.
Okay. Okay.
I'll show you that in our class. Okay, that
Okay.
multiple ways. Okay.
Okay. Okay. Thank
Sir, if the supplier want to get registered in Ariba network,
Mm.
so without buyer request or buyer involvement, so who is the approver for he get registered, sir?
So whatever the approval matrix that we define in an entire supplier onboarding process, that persons are going to involve when there is a need. For example, supplier submitted his response. Okay, once he submitted, it should not directly create in our system, right? Someone has to go and review what data he has provided. Is there any uh, details that he is missing? So it means like the respective uh, delegate authorities are going to be involved in our supply onboarding process. So the majority of people involved here is like vendor onboarding team. Okay, vendor onboarding team, we'll call it as uh, supply management team will have who take care of all master data activities, whether it's a material or supply. So those people are going to involve. Okay, apart from that, procurement directors will involve and finance controllers will involve, because procurement director will involve because he wants to understand, he provided all the data, because the supply is going to be driven in his procurement uh, process. Okay, why finance controllers comes here is like bank and tax information, it is their responsibility. Those are the people who is going to validate that information, because the procurement people may not, they don't worry about all the bank and tax. So that is a completely finance team. Okay, those people are going to come and to validate those specific data. So every team has their own channel, they come into the system and they validate all the details in the system. Okay, they acts as a approval. Once the supplier submitted his response, they are going to review. If something is required, they can request for additional information. There are three options during approval process: approve, reject, or request for additional information. So you can approve it or you can reject also. Or if you see the supplier is high risky supplier and he don't have anything and he's not met, you can reject the supplier. Okay, no, there is some information he is missing, or bank details he has not entered. When you compare the bank letter and the details that he has inputted in the specific fields like IFC code or account number, all that stuff, if something is not matching, you can request the supplier to update it properly. Okay,
Okay.
yeah. So that is all you can run in the SLP, and you have something called supplier risk management tool. Okay, this is also very important module. Okay, let me show you. Did where is that? Okay, I didn't keep that slide, but okay. So in supply risk management tool is very important, which was given by Ariba, but the data that is going to provide about the supplier risk factors is not by the Ariba. Ariba is the only software application, but the data feeding will be done from third-party tools, which is called ENB. You have so many third-party tools where they provide the supplier risk analysis data. Okay, those are the specific companies. They go inside that company, they do the audit operations, and they provide that data. Okay, to avail that services, yeah, the client whoever wants to implement the supplier risk management, they have to get the uh, license from third party website also. Okay, they have to bear the cost of Ariba license as well as the third party license. Why they have to do so? It helps. Okay, if you have supply risk module, so whenever you do the operations, you'll get to know the supply is 5% out of 5 is a very high risk, his score is very low. Okay, for example, low means it is a good supplier. If the high risk factor 1 to 5, the supplier management risk is going to give the score. Like if it is 4, is very high risk supplier. Okay, that all information will get it. So in supplier risk management module, you'll get all the information about their company, who is the CEO, headquarters, and how many employees are there, where is the headquarter address is there, how many branches they have, is the supplier involved in any legal issues. So all that information you are going to get in single instance itself. You don't require to dig and verify and do background checks, which will take 15 days or 20 days, 30 days. It's very difficult and cannot manage that stuff. After doing for all the 10 supply, it's very difficult for you to run your business operations for. So this module will help you to get all that information in single shot. You can verify whatever you want to validate the evaluation process. Okay, that is all about the supplier risk module. Okay, any questions? Okay, I'll take no and I'll move. So Ariba, in strategic sourcing, you have a SAP Ariba sourcing module, which will, this is very important because this module, so this risk management is not there in This Ariba sourcing is not there, is also not there in application. Okay, so if you want to do sourcing activities, sourcing in the sense auctions. Okay, RFIs, RFPs, auctions, all this stuff you can do in sourcing module. Okay, so where you can so as I told you, right, in 10 suppliers you will invite into the auction, will get the best bid, and you are going to award the supplier. So all that sourcing activities, that whatever you want to do with the supplier, you can do in SAP Ariba sourcing module, because all suppliers are integrated. They have their own portal. They can respond to your quotes. Okay, for example, you need 1,000 tons uh, per month. Okay. So what is the best price that you can quote for single ton of sand? Okay. He may tell like $23 or $24, $25. Okay. So they give the best price. Who give the less price, and who is very good in the delivery point of view. You not only commercial value, right? Other factors also you have to consider. So all together you can provide a award approval for that supplier. Okay. So with this help, you are going to create the purchase requisition and purchase order. Okay. So enter the process, you can use that supply. So outcome of the input of this sourcing request is sourcing project is purchase requisition will be created in and they create the request for quotation in application that comes to Ariba as a sourcing request. With that information, you get the best bid, price, and supplier. Because in purchase, why you go with the sourcing process module is like you don't have supplier and you don't have a pricing details. That's why you'll go with into the market, and you'll evaluate the 10 suppliers and get the best bid. Once that is done, you can create the purchase order, so which will be done automatically from Ariba. Okay, from Ariba, the output, once award is completed, the PO, the supplier details and price details, with that help, it will create the purchase order automatically against your purchase requisition and RFQ. Okay, that is the outcome of Ariba sourcing model. Any questions?
Sir, what is awarded supplier or awarded approval?
So awarded supplier, you are going to award it. For example, 10 suppliers given different codes. Okay. So in that you have to select one supplier to place the order, right? So that is
Okay.
where you are going to award the supplier. Out of 10, you are going to award the supplier. Award supplier, you can do one supplier or you can do for multiple, because it's very important, right? You should not get if you see out of 10, you see 3 suppliers are extraordinary, they are almost equal and they are the best suppliers. But as your company decide to give one supplier, they can do. But if out of 3 suppliers they want to decide to give all those 3 suppliers, that is also good. That is a strategy. Okay, the supply chain issues, if someone from the supplier it will have, you can get the backup sand from other 2 suppliers also, right? So that's the reason people will bifurcate the order. For example, you want 1,000 tons of sand. Okay, that you can bifurcate. One supplier you can give 500, other 2 suppliers you can give 250 tons and 250 tons. So that's how we can do awarding the supply. So I'll talk all that process in detail in our training classes. Yeah. So contract management is also there. So in Ariba, in you don't have, but in even contract management tool is also not there in MM. Okay. So what do we have in MM will have only document which will have the price details or and supply details where the contract. But the real case in contract management is like the document, the legal document that you both the parties are going to discuss and get the document signed. It is very important. You are placing 1,000 tons of order. The supplier will agree, okay, I'll give this price. But where is a agreement that you are agreeing by both the parties? It's very important, right? So that is where you are going to design the entire agreement. 10 pages or 15 pages or 30 pages of document. You are going to define all the clauses. Okay, and you are going to define, okay, every month I need this much of quantity to be delivered based on this. Okay, if you could not able to deliver, and this much of penalty you had to bear, or if you deliver the goods also. If some quantity quality is not good, or it is a less quantity, you have to bear all that stuff. Okay, there is a termination process also you want to, because you are agreeing it, you are going to give 1,000 tons, but his delivery is not good. Okay, and you want to terminate the supplier. Okay, there is some terms that you will follow, right, before you are terminating it. So both the parties has to agree, because I am designing the product for you. If you are not taking thousands of 1,000 tons of sand or something, uh, supply is going to lose it. So he also have his own concerns. Okay, you the customer also have own concerns. The both the parties are going to discuss the contract. Okay, the draft discussions, some clauses they may not like and they want to replace it. Okay, all that discussions keep happening between both the parties, finally gets reviewed and you get the signature. So in Ariba, entire the process whatever I'm trying, you can do in the system. The supplier can respond from his system, you can send the document from your system. Okay, the digital signature also we have here, which is called DocuSign or Adobe Sign, where you can get the sign through electrically. Okay, you may not require the stamping mechanism, where we are following now the manual signature. So we go to the registration office to purchase some flat and want to get the registered. So both the parties will come to the manual signature. Nowadays still we are doing it, but in the market no one is doing that. Okay, no, you may not require to go that place, or someone has to come. So it's very difficult and a very long process, right? So here we have and everything is digital. So whoever needs, authorities needs to do the signature, you can float with the help of Ariba contract management. Okay, so all that stuff, once this contract management tool is process is completed, the outcome, you can create the value contract or quantity contract in application, because you want to consume that quantity on daily basis. Okay, in purchase requisition you will add the contract, you will take 25 tons of can and you'll place the order. So the consumption you need to show in the track what was you agreed with that supply. So that's the reason outcome of this contract management, which is called contract line item document, which is going to be created in application, which is called value contract or quantity contract. So why I call quantity contract and value contract? So in some cases you can evaluate based on quantity, because products you can evaluate based on quantity, but when it comes to the service you cannot do that. Service is always a value. Okay, for example, you want to do the paint work for your building. Okay, it's a service. Okay, you can agree with the amount, not based on the quantity. Okay, so that's the reason I am highlighting two words here. Okay, that is all about contract management. So entire the contract cycle process that you are going to integrate with the supplier or collaborate with the supplier, you can do in Ariba. Clear?
Money, like, is it same as of the central contracts we have in SRM, or like
Yeah.
like in SRM, whenever we have these contracts and then when they are approved, then they are going to the ECC
Yes.
system through
Yes.
which like
Yes.
we see
Yes.
by ME33K code. So that is the same thing, right?
Same thing. Same thing. So
Okay. Okay.
what you see is a document, but you never
Huh.
interact the legal discussions, review discussions, signature
Yes.
discussions. That part is
Yes.
completely
Yes.
missing in SRM and application. So
Hmm.
that part
Okay.
you are
Okay.
going to get it done in Ariba. So here the real
Okay.
attorneys, legal attorneys are going to be involved. The legal team is going to be involved from your company. Okay, same way
Okay.
the
Okay.
supplier legal attorneys are going to be involved. So those people are going to discuss each other and get the signature signed. So once that is done only, you are going to have a contract document. Document in the
Okay.
sense like where you have all the details, price details, quantity, all that stuff, where you can
Okay.
consume your PTP cycle. Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Thank you.
So Ariba, whatever you see, right? So it is all end-to-end cycle, end-to-end the flow that is going to be covered. That is where why the market is uh, very interested in this tool, want to implement and avail the services. Okay. So another module is called Ariba spend analysis, where it is very important. Spend, not spent. SPENT is different, SPEND is different, right? The spend that you are going to with those suppliers, that analysis is going to be done. But spent is going to become when the goods are delivered and the payment is done, right? So that is a different analysis. That is called hard facts, but this is called soft facts. Why I call this like, so here it is a projection that you are going to spend on this much of amount in this year. Okay, that is called a forecasting value that you are going to spend with the sub. So that analysis, there are standard reports where Ariba is providing where you can do all that stuff. Okay, uh, the spent is something can be covered in S4 HANA application, because that's where you are going to really spend that value, right? That is going to be provided in S4 HANA. So this is something that you are going to spend in sourcing or contract. Okay, that values are going to be provided here based on category, region, supplier, however you want. Okay, for this supplier, I'm going to pay 10 crores entire this year. Okay, for this department, they are spending of 5 crores. Okay, so that is a projection. Okay, you are going to have it here. Okay, in Ariba, you have supply chain collaboration. This is completely related to where you want to avail direct procurement services like third-party contracts, okay, third-party orders, okay, forecasting, subcontracting. So all that stuff will come into this supply chain collaboration. So this is a new one which was came into the Ariba, and it's completely dependent on stuff. But yeah, wherever the supplier interactions is required, you are going to use this model. Okay, not much in Ariba, but only for supplier interactions, you are going to use the Ariba supply chain collaboration. Okay, under procurement, the same way what you have in in like P2P cycle, you can have the same kind of P2P cycle in Ariba also. But one drawback here is like, it's not a drawback. I can say the financial system is always is SAP ECC application. So all that GL, costing, payment process, everything will be done in ECC or S4 HANA application, but not in Ariba. You can create the purchase requisition Ariba. You can create the purchase order. You can create the goods receipt, order confirmation, shipping notice, invoice. Okay, everything you can do in Ariba, but the payment process, everything will be done in ECC only. Okay, so why Ariba has, some people don't want to use they want to use only Ariba, because in that cases they are allowing it, because they don't want to implement both the systems. They want to use a financial system as a ECC or S4 HANA, and they want to use Ariba application for entire STP cycle. Okay, they can still use Ariba application. So that's the reason they are giving a flexibility to use both the system. Wherever still they want to keep the P2P cycle in Ariba. That's the reason. So they don't want to run application. They want to run in Ariba. Still they can do that. Okay, they are giving multiple options. This is where you have a overlap of your P2P cycle between both the systems. But still, okay, you have a guided buying. So guided buying is something like a separate URL where you can create entire your P2P cycle in one screen. Okay, the way in Amazon, right? Amazon, you place the order, you'll get the confirm. Everything happens in single place. So there's such kind of flexibility you have. You have a catalog management. You can see all the catalogs, the way you see the tiles, all that stuff. Everything is available in the guided buying. The same way, whatever you see in Amazon, right, the same kind of mechanism you can experience in guided buying. Okay, commerce automation is something will be used from purchase order to pay. As I told you, like once purchase order care, you basically send in the form of email. But instead of that, you want to, as Ariba has a supplier portal, it may not require. You can send the document. It is available in Ariba network or by a network for the supplier. So supplier can see and he can acknowledge your order. He can create advance shipping notice. He can create the invoice. He may not require to send a paper-based invoice. Okay, it is not required. So all that stuff you can implement with the help of commerce automation. So that is all these terms. Okay, So I took more than an hour, sorry. So little bit I want to elaborate. So some people are not from SAP backend, so I'm trying to elaborate as much as. Okay, so these are all the things. I have not touched this integration part, all this stuff, but yeah, it's over more than hour. So we can discuss in our training classes. Okay, don't worry, all this stuff. The technical words, whatever you see, don't worry. I'll explain in detail in our classes. Any questions? I want to stop here because it is more than 1.5 hour. It is going to be. Yeah. Any questions? If you want to ask, you can let me know. And I just want to discuss the course content. Just a minute.
Yeah, do we have because I am my concern. I'll just let you know. I have my 10 years of
Yeah.
experience, and I'm just trying to switch the from current domain to the SAP, and I
Yeah.
just want to switch in couple of months only. So
Hmm.
that what are the preparations that I need to do and the implementation thing. Wherever we go for the interviews, they ask us whether you have done any interview implementation projects, whether
Hmm.
we will be taught about the implementation project here.
Yes. So I'll take one. I'll take 2 3 examples in our class. Okay. One example I'm going to discuss in our class. Another example I'll give as assignment for you to design implement in the system. Okay. That is how you
It
can get the hands-on practice from the scratch. Yeah.
end-to-end implementation, right?
End to end cases I'll talk in each module. So here I'm going to talk supplier management, guided sourcing, contract management, buying, invoicing, catalog management, administrative activities, email, so cloud, CIG, overview on CIG. So all these topics, right? So I'm going to talk real-time cases. I'll take the real-time what I have implemented in the system. Same thing I'll show you in the system from the doing the implementation configuration part, how you can create the templates, all that stuff. I am going to uh, taught you, teach you in the classes.
Okay, about
Okay, so
IDOC and all
that's
these
how
things,
we can.
how the data has been transferred from one system to other system, all these things.
Yeah, I'll show you. I'll show you.
IDOC also.
Huh? Sorry.
IDOC.
iDoc. So that's what, right? So here we will not have iDoc. Okay, web services. We have from SAP to Ariba the iDoc process or proxies, but that I cannot show you because we don't have integration system. Okay, here, what I can show, I can able to show. Uh, what I cannot show, I cannot show. That I should be more transparent because if I have a system where I have integrated system where that flow is happening, definitely I don't have any doubt to show you, but that is not available to show you. Okay, so maybe I can show you a couple of transaction I can discuss, and this is a place I can show you the screenshot how the RFQ gets flows from SAP to Ariba as a sourcing request in the form of iDoc. Okay, those things maybe I can show you in the form of screenshots. You can experience it if someone asks you. So this is a T code I need to go, and these are the iDocs, all that stuff.
Okay, with the training that you are going to give on the implementation, will this
Mm,
really help me to crack the interview? When I go and sit in front of the interview, I can say that
mm.
I have done this implementation so that
Yes.
I can answer all these questions, right?
Yes, you can do it. So whatever I am trying to tell you, you just need to,
It's real
uh,
time.
yeah. So yeah, real time only. So that's how we have to collaborate. So everything, and see, 100% is you may not experience it. Okay, because there are the different departments. Okay, so that I cannot show you. For example, basis consultant is there who is going to implement the system. They install the system and they do their stuff activities. That I cannot show you because that is the part will be done by different department. Okay, but I can tell you these are the things that basis consultant is going to do. These are the things that the authorization team is going to be done. Okay, these are the things ABAP is going to do. Okay, that I'm going to tell you. Okay, these are the so in the interview also you had to tell these are the things I have implemented. These are the things that other departments has taken care. Okay, they may
Okay.
ask you, okay, what are the end-to-end flow? You can tell, okay, these things I did it. These things was done by this guy, this guy. So because you cannot do all the job, right? The system installation, system add-ons setup, all that you will not do because that is not your job. That will be done by basis consult. So I'm going to guide you. Okay, this is the things will be done by that person. So you have to remember this point, okay? And whenever you talk during the interviews, you have to tell the same thing. Okay, this is the things I have done. These things I have collaborated with them to do that activity.
Okay. That is okay, right? Because they would be expecting that to be
Yeah,
taken care by us,
yeah, everything we
something
may
like that.
not. Okay, but yeah, see, it's all if you tell 15 years of experience, I am doing entire Ariba, the questions will be different. No, I have exposure of 4 years of experience in Ariba. These are the things I have done. Then the expectation is different. But when they ask the questions, 15 years of experience in Ariba, they definitely ask you a different way of questions, architectural questions, solution architect. Okay, so this is a they talk about case studies. Still, I'm going to discuss those our training classes based on case studies only. But still, you may experience a different way. Okay, but you need to limit your experience so that the expectations may not be very high. Okay,
Okay. With this training, how many years of experience that I can add on to my resume?
I can say easily 4 to 5 years.
Okay.
Yeah. Any other questions from anyone?
Sir, I have 9 years gap, sir.
Okay, Sunita.
Okay. Can we get jobs as a fresher or I need to put a experience?
No, you can use your background experience and you can define your gap to them. And um, it's very difficult if that much of gap and now you are entering in the market is little bit different. Okay, 1 year is gap, 2 years gap is fine, but 9 years gap it's very difficult. Something you have to manage in the background and you have to justify that I have worked. But your past experience, you can add it. This is how I started. This many years I have taken gap. That is a very valid case. Okay, it's not you. Everyone have that kind of a gap. Okay, but 9 years is very difficult. But at least 3 4 years, you can 2 3 4 years gap, and rest you can manage with some other experience that you can build on outside, and you can keep and try. That way can that will work for you. Not don't try as a fresher. Fresher there will be
Okay.
open roles you can try. You can do that also. That's not an issue. But it's all the other side. They want to accept this much of gap person as a fresher. But in overseas they never bother. But in India, okay, as competition is there, right? So they just do that. But you just need to manage the things. Some experience you
o-
have to build from outside and add it in your profile.
Okay.
Yeah, Mani, you were talking about overseas. Do we have any chances that we can get on-site opportunities also?
Yeah, in Middle East you can easily get Venkatesh. That I can see because the entire Middle East mostly it's a service industries. Their product is very less. Even Aramco, all that. But Middle East you'll have a clear visibility to get the role because there are lot more opportunities there. That I can tell. But in other areas, all saturation is there. But Middle East you can easily get.
Okay. And how is the market for now? Because if we want to complete the training immediately, if I want to start searching for the job, do we have a good openings now or
For SAP, we will have always even though it's a downtime also, you'll have a requirements. You have openings. That for sure, Venkatesh. Okay, that I can guarantee. Any other skills like they may stop their developments, all that stuff. But SAP, they cannot do. The entire business operation they had to. For example, Java developers, web developers, or something, they can hold all the even the recession time. But SAP they cannot hold it. The recruitment process always goes on. There is no saturation, so it's always keep going on.
Okay. Then once we
So
finish the
that's where,
training,
yeah,
we can just go and start
yeah, you
applying,
can
right?
try. Yeah, you can try that one,
In the
Venkatesh.
middle of the course itself, we can start searching
You
for the
can
jobs.
try it. Yeah, you can try. If you want to do some mock interviews also, just put different name and try it out. You can experience what kind of questions they are asking in SLP, contract, sourcing. I can say only with the upstream itself, you can crack the job. You may not require to learn an entire course. You just need to expose these four modules. Okay, you can get the job. Only these four: SLP, guided sourcing, contract. So only these three, you can get the job easily in the market.
Okay, mock interviews will be conducted by you, right?
Yeah, I can do that. Not an issue. Or you can try outside also. You can just
Do we need to
upload.
pay for that?
No, not required, English. Outside, you can just upload the profile with different name and try it out. No issue. You can
Okay, you mean to
experience
say
the
for
real
direct company?
direct. Direct only. In Naukari, you put different name. Don't keep your name and try to uh, take the go to the interview, and you can experience it. What kind of questions they're asking.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. Any other questions, Ketan, Kadir?
Uh, no money like I just like you covered my doubts. Like I was just having this like it
Yeah.
seems like now I'm having 6 years of experience in SRM. So out of
No
these six
worries.
years, like
It is really advantage for you, Ketan. It's
okay,
very
okay,
good that you already worked in SRM and MM, and
okay,
Ariba is another added advantage. It's very
okay,
good for you.
okay, okay,
Nothing to
okay,
worry. So everything you can correlate whatever you are working here, whatever you
okay,
see in this Ariba. Mm.
okay,
I
okay.
left SRM 2018, I think.
Okay, okay.
Yeah, yeah. It's
It
very
is
late, even though that time, but yeah,
in
I
18
I
I
was
started actually.
2014, yeah, 15 is the one slowly the Ariba is picking in the
Uh-huh.
market.
Okay,
Mm.
okay.
Okay. Any questions from anyone? So, and just want to understand what about the timings that you people are expecting? What is the flexible timings?
Morning times will be good money because like I guess as per according to me because
Uh,
since like I am working so morning times will be okay.
what time for you, Ketan?
Morning 8 will be okay, 8 or 8:30.
8 or 8:30. Okay. How about Venkatesh, Sunita?
That is a big concern because I am
I'm okay with
working
the 9 o'clock.
yeah
9. Just give me
10
your.
o'clock.
Okay. You can share morning or evening, so we can we can decide.
Morning will be best, I think. Morning will be the best,
Okay.
but
Okay. Good.
later 10 or something like that.
Okay. 10. You are looking at 10 a.m. Okay. And how about you? 9 a.m. Sunita?
Yes, sir.
9 a.m. Okay. How about you? Ketan, it only works for you 8 a.m.
8:30 till 8:30 also like it will work. 8:30 also will work. 8:30 to
8:30. I
9:30.
can start. Okay, 8:30 to 9:30. Okay. Okay. Kadir, how about you? Okay, fine. Okay, I'll ask
Every
Subbu
day,
to
1 hour
arrange.
class.
Yeah, 1 hour
Every day
only.
it will
I'll
be 1
not.
hour.
I'll not take more. Don't worry.
Okay,
It's
if
very
we need
Money
difficult.
some
like it will
X,
be
Yeah,
it will be a 5-day a week, right?
5-day week only. Weekends I'll not take. If still we are somewhere we lag, it's getting delay. Maybe we can have weekend. It's all your call on weekends. But I will not prefer in weekends because that is where
Yes,
we'll
yes.
have family time. So weekdays only I'll prefer.
Okay, man.
Weekdays. Yeah.
Okay, man. And like we will get recordings on daily basis for our classes
Yeah.
because since like
Recordings.
after office we can revise whatever we
Yeah,
have
yeah.
learned.
Recordings you are going to get it. Yeah, even Subbu is going to get WhatsApp group. Wherever you stuck, you can interact with me. Okay. So I will be available, not on the here also in WhatsApp also I will be available. Even timings are
Okay,
somewhere
okay.
you are
That is
delay.
great.
Anything you are missing, you can keep post me in the group. I can respond. I can help you always.
Okay, and by any chance, like if due to some office work or some because of some reasons,
Yeah.
if I miss the class,
Yeah,
then
you'll have a
like
recording. You'll
recording.
have a
Okay,
recording, Ketan. Don't worry. And you
okay,
can
okay,
discuss if you have any doubts in next class also.
okay, okay, Mani. Okay.
Okay then. Rest you can talk to Subbu. Subbu is the coordinator. I'm the trainer. Whatever the things that you want to discuss, you can discuss. Subbu is going to provide the recordings, system access, everything will be provided by Subbu only. Okay, I'm going to and Subbu, WhatsApp group also Subbu is going to create, so you can be always in touch with me for any kind of questions or anything you want. If you are stuck in during a practice, okay, you can be in touch. I'll always help you. Okay. Or maybe next class we can discuss. If you want immediately also, yeah, WhatsApp I will be available. Okay. That's it then. Okay. Happy weekend, everyone.
Thank you. Happy
Take
weekend,
care.
thank you.
everyone.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Happy
Bye.
weekend.